Yeet. What's up, guys? Last night I didn't get in until real late from church services. So when I got in, I was so tired because I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning at the food bank that I just went right to bed. Did not watch the Hall of Fame. So we're watching today. Haven't seen nothing yet. I don't want to see nothing, so I'm going to watch it first thing in the morning. So let's do this. Hall of Fame 2025 WWE edition. Okay, the first one's in the books, and it was Lex. What a way to start the show, though. Lex, they chose DDP to induct him, which was kind of cool. I said when I went on a wrestling podcast, sorry for the light. I said when I went on a wrestling podcast that it has to either be Lex or DDP or Sting. Sting is my number one choice, but what DDP's done for Lex recently, and have been there for him for a long time, he had to be a possibility of being there. So I don't think they made a bad choice. I think it was the right choice. It'd been nice to see Sting. I don't know why he wasn't there. I didn't even see him in the crowd. I may have missed him, but I may have been looking away at the moment when they showed him or whatever, but I didn't see him, so I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't heard nothing. But anyways, Little Big Bear. When he used to watch wrestling, yeah, well, I still do, but when I watched wrestling back in the day, Lex was one of those guys, and you guys know my feeling about Shawn being one of my favorites, and I have a few others out there that Sting. But Lex was one of those guys that was up there in my top 5 favorites, I think. Lex, I watched when Lex slammed Yokozuna. I watched when Sting and Lex were a tag team. I watched the torture rack. It was one of my favorite. I mean, as a little kid, I couldn't do it to my big brother, but I wanted to get him up in that torture rack. But he was a guy I would get up for. He was a guy I would cheer on. I have had the privilege of meeting him. I've had the privilege of watching him live. I've had the privilege of being able to follow his career. I was saddened with all the stuff he got into after his career. I was saddened when I heard that he had gone paralyzed. It brought tears to my eyes when I saw him get up when Cody stepped into that room to give him the let him know he's being inducted. It brought tears to my eyes to watch them hug out, him stand. It brought tears to my eyes watching him stand right here on the show to do his acceptance speech. Well done, man. You deserve it. Long time overdue. The total package, 2025 Hall of Fame. Yeah. Just want to really quick mention Kamala going into the Hall of Fame as a legacy member. Well honored, aren't there? Guy that scared the heck out of you, but was funny to watch, was cool to watch. Big fan of his. So, congratulations, you deserve it. Wow. Michelle McCool went in, inducted by her husband Mark, the Undertaker. A man that I was scared of as a kid. Little Big Bear. You remember Little Big Bear that I was telling you about? I got to see him in the Batesville Convention Center, and when his music hit and the cold breeze hit me and I had a chill, I was like, I'll never talk bad about him. So, hey Mark. Michelle McCool, well deserved. She defined an era where we went from women wrestling to divas. She was the first Divas champion. And, you know, the quote she said that will stick in my head for the rest of my life probably is she said, failure is not your end. It's what defines you. Wow. Being a former teacher, you knew she would have some quotes like that, but that one hit home with me. So, but I love the story she told about sitting in the back of her parents' car when she got the phone call and sending it to voicemail. It reminds me of athletes that have done it. I know a lot of people who have got that phone call that they've been expecting, but instead they send it to voicemail, and then they hear from it, and wow. So, but she's well deserved. LaCool was one of, I mean, they defined women's tag team, right? I love that she even joked about or made mention about one more run, one more time, one more time. I would love to see that. I'm sorry, I don't care how old they are. I don't care that they're retired. I would love to see them one more time, at least come down to the ring. Who knows, it may happen soon. But really good opportunity. There's no doubt that Undertaker was the one that needed to induct her to open up for being her husband. But I have nothing bad to say about Michelle McCool. Not because I'm afraid of the Undertaker, but because, I mean, what she did for this business is bar none, top of the line, classy. So, congratulations to the former teacher who, on a dare, became a Diva champion and had a historic career. So, Michelle McCool, congratulations. Just real quick, Dory Funk Sr. going into the Hall of Fame under one of the legacy inductees this year. Dory is the father of both Dory Funk Jr. and Terry Funk, the hardcore legend. Dory was a hardcore legend in his own, senior. So, but he trained a lot of people. But the greatest training he ever did, without a doubt in my mind, without a doubt in anyone's mind, was training his two boys who are in the Hall of Fame. It's great that he gets to join them in the Hall of Fame. Long time overdue, in my opinion. So, I'm glad they have this legacy thing to help get some of these guys in. So, congratulations to Dory Funk Sr. Well deserved. Okay. This one meant a lot to me. So I've shed a tear. I've laughed at the stories. Natural disaster has gone into the Hall of Fame. Finally. Long time. Should have happened a while ago. But they are in the Hall of Fame. So, really excited for them. Earthquake and Typhoon. The speeches were done by Typhoon himself, his son at his side, and Earthquake's family was up there. His son and daughter spoke, and great stories. But Earthquake and Typhoon were two that I loved growing up. As a fat boy, as always being a fat boy, they made me believe in myself. They made me believe I could do anything. These guys were unstoppable. I didn't care who they were. I didn't care if they were going to be heel or face. They were unstoppable to me, and I was going to be a fan forever, and I have been. They're the reason why I started wanting to work in the business, wanting to do things. They're the reason I started training in the business. Unfortunately, was unable to ever really lace up and get in the ring due to medical reasons. But they're the reason why I support indie wrestling. I support the wrestling business in general. I fell in love with the wrestling business. These two were the guys that really pushed me that direction. They made me believe in big guys. I love when a big guy comes along, and I've seen many come along that I've really enjoyed wrestling. So, but these two were guys that I grew up. I mean, I would be one of those kids. I heard Natural Disasters music. I would jump up from wherever I was sitting and run to the TV. I stood in front of the TV match for match. The whole match. I still to this day will go on YouTube and watch highlights, watch clips, stuff like that. Never got the opportunity to see these guys live in action. Never got the opportunity to meet Earthquake. I did get the opportunity to meet Typhoon. But these two were just guys that were just, to me, they were my heroes. They were my idols. They were the guys I looked up to. They were the guys who could do no wrong. They were the guys who I would defend tooth and nail. I would fight someone over them. These were my, a lot of people, they were into Hulkamania. These were my Hulkamania right here. These were my guys. And there's been a lot that have come along since, like a Sting, a Lex. Those guys came along. But these guys were the original ones. And so, well deserved. About dang time, WWE. And congratulations. Natural Disasters, Earthquake and Typhoon. You are now and forever immortalized in the halls of the WWE Hall of Fame. Congratulations. Wow. Immortal Moments, our first annual Immortal Moments. Actually, I kind of like that whole thing, being able to induct an Immortal Moment. WrestleMania 13, submission match. A submission specialist in Bret Hart with the sharpshooter versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, I can say a lot about both of these guys. Both of these guys meant a lot to my growing up and through my years of watching wrestling. But this was a match that everybody figured, okay, Bret Hart is going to win this. He's got that sharpshooter. A lot of people did not expect this match to stand still today, as one of the greatest wrestling matches of all time. Because it does. It's one of the greatest. When I talk about great wrestling matches, great WrestleManias, great pay-per-views in general, this is one of the ones I talk about. The blood dripping from his face. I'll never forget that. When he's in the sharpshooter and you see that blood dripping from his face. Shamrock is the referee. Everything that happened in that match, those two guys went out there and you could feel the energy. They said it tonight. You could feel the energy that this was going to be a great match. And it was. And it stands today as one of the greatest matches ever be done. That moment deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And then the beer at the end, I was kind of hoping that we'd get a stunner right there on the stage on Pat McAfee. I love Pat. He's one of my favorites. But it was nice. I really enjoyed it. Congratulations to those two gentlemen. Congratulations on that match. That match will always ring true in my head for the rest of my life. There's been some great matches since then, but I really say that's one of the best matches ever. A lot of people thought it might be a quick whatever match. A lot of people thought it would just be a bloodfest with Bret Hart winning at the end, but it was more of a story. It was more of a great match. So, congratulations. Well deserved, of course. I don't know how many times I said that today. Well deserved, but every one of these are well deserved. Third member of the Legacy class of 2025. I really, really like this Legacy class stuff. But the third member of it, Ivan, the Bear, the Russian Bear, well deserved. Really just paved the way for a lot of the guys through the years. So I just wanted to come on here and give him a shout out too. Did I say well deserved again? Okay. I'm gonna try not to say it on the last one. So I think that's what we got coming up next. But congratulations, well, congratulations. Someone count how many times I said that. Yeah. Well, that's it, guys. Triple H has gone into the Hall of Fame. I had to go out to town, so I watched the last one on my cell. But Shawn Michaels making us live down memory lane. Shawn Michaels, one of my favorite all-time wrestlers. Hunter was part of that group, the Generation X, right? And almost got me kicked out of school numerous times when I was a kid, but that's another story. But to listen to and one of my favorite stories was when Sean goes, Steph, woman of the hour, whatever. I know you worried about me and your husband, so did my wife. I thought that was a cool story. It reminds me of a good friend of mine and me. We're like brothers. There was a lot of stories being told, but Triple H definitely, and I'm not going to say the word this time. I told you guys I wouldn't. Definitely belongs in the Hall of Fame. It was awesome to watch. Brought tears to my eyes, brought smiles to my face, made me laugh. I'm about ready to go into the store, but I just wanted to cover this real quick. Congratulations, Hunter, Triple H, Paul. There's a reason why he's the boss. There's so many times he could have quit. So many times he deserved to quit. So many times he should have walked away. And I did say the word deserve. I'm sorry about that. So many times he should have walked away. But he didn't. He kept fighting. and he belongs there. Congratulations. What a Hall of Fame event. I'll close out in a second. But Triple H, Natural Disasters, Lex Luger, and everybody who was inducted this year, from our legacy members to our immortal moments, congratulations. And for the last time in this video, for sure, definitely 100%, you all deserve it. Congratulations.